It was a heartbreaking moment no son should ever face. Just months after losing his mother, Angie Stone, Michael Suavo Twain Archer Jr. was now mourning the death of his father, the legendary singer D'Angelo. In October 2025, the music world was shaken once again when reports confirmed that D'Angelo had passed away from pancreatic cancer. His son, Michael Jr., took to social media to express his pain, and his words quickly went viral. He called his father his hero, a title filled with love, pride, and grief. But while fans assumed these words were spoken at a funeral, there is no confirmed report of an official funeral event for D'Angelo. What we do know is that Michael Jr.'s heartfelt message reflected the unbearable pain of losing both parents within the same year. Michael's tribute began not with anger or regret, but with gratitude. He wrote, "I want you to know how proud I am at the person you are. You never failed me, ever, ever. You never were a burden to me, ever. If I had to do it all again, I wouldn't change nothing." His message was raw and deeply human. It didn't sound like a celebrity's post. It sounded like a son talking directly to his father, one last time. The world could feel his sincerity, every word holding the weight of someone who had lost not just a parent, but a guide, a protector, and a lifelong inspiration. For many, D'Angelo was a mysterious figure in the music industry, an artist who stayed out of the spotlight for long periods, only to return with powerful music that touched millions. But to his son, Michael Jr., he wasn't just a musician or a star. He was Dad, someone who taught him values, responsibility, and how to carry himself through life. Michael's post continued, "I'm so grateful for the lessons that I learned from you. I hope to one day be as good to my kids as you were to me. I just wanted you to know that I got it from here. Imma be okay." Those final words, "I got it from here," said everything. They weren't just a goodbye, they were a promise. A son telling his father that he'll keep going, even when the pain feels impossible. D'Angelo's death came as a shock to fans around the world. He had been quietly battling pancreatic cancer, a disease that often gives little warning and progresses quickly. Reports suggest he fought bravely but chose to keep his illness private, sharing the struggle only with his close family. That decision reflected the kind of man he was, private, humble, and strong. And for Michael Jr., that strength became a lesson he'll carry for life. The emotional weight of losing both parents in less than a year is unimaginable. In March 2025, Michael had already gone through the trauma of saying goodbye to his mother, the beloved soul singer Angie Stone. Her death left a void in the music world, but for Michael, it left an emptiness in his heart that no one could fill. In his tribute to her earlier this year, he didn't hold back his emotions either. He called out the fake-ass friends, family, and bulls, people, who took advantage of her kindness, showing how protective and loyal he was toward her. That anger came from love, the kind of love only a devoted son could feel. Michael's message about Angie revealed another side of his grief. He remembered her strength, her humor, and her passion for music. Even when she was sick, she remained a showman, never letting illness define her. He described how she kept smiling, performing, and encouraging others to stay positive. And now, only months later, he was facing another unimaginable loss. For a young man to experience both tragedies so close together, it's a pain that words can barely capture. At Angie Stone's funeral in March 2025, actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry gave the eulogy. His speech moved the crowd to tears as he spoke about Angie's journey, her struggles in the industry, and the unfair treatment she endured. Perry reminded everyone that Angie Stone's legacy was more than her music. It was her strength and kindness. He said she was one of the purest souls in the industry, a woman who gave her heart to every note and every person she met. Those words now echo even louder after D'Angelo's passing, as the family faces another heartbreak. Following D'Angelo's death, social media filled with condolences and messages of support for Michael Jr. fans from around the world expressed how sorry they were, sharing old videos of D'Angelo's performances and interviews where he talked about fatherhood. Many wrote comments like, "Your dad was one of a kind," and "Stay strong, he'll always live through you." The internet became a place of collective mourning. Even though no public funeral had been confirmed, the online tributes became a virtual farewell, where fans and loved ones came together to honor D'Angelo's legacy. D'Angelo's career had always been defined by authenticity. He wasn't just another R&B singer, he was a visionary. From his groundbreaking debut, Brown Sugar, in 1995 to his masterpiece Voodoo in 2000, he redefined soul music for a new generation. His sound blended funk, gospel, and emotion in a way few artists ever achieved. But behind the fame, he faced personal struggles. He took long breaks from the public eye, often battling pressure, personal challenges, and mental health issues. Despite those struggles, he made a legendary comeback with Black Messiah in 2014, proving that real talent never fades. That resilience is what Michael Jr. referred to in his message. When he said, "I got it from here," he was acknowledging his father's legacy not just as a musician, but as a man who never gave up. It was a statement of strength, faith, and continuation. Even in loss, Michael was showing his father that the lessons he taught him would live on. Comparing D'Angelo and Angie Stone's lives shows how intertwined their journeys were, both professionally and personally. They shared music, love, and eventually, a son who inherited their passion for creativity. Both artists faced struggles in the music world, both were often misunderstood, and both earned their respect the hard way, through genuine talent. It's almost poetic, yet painfully tragic, that their son now carries both their memories and their legacies on his shoulders. The confusion around D'Angelo's funeral headline spread quickly online. Some media outlets misreported that Michael Jr.'s message was part of a funeral speech. In reality, his tribute came from his social media post, written after the news of his father's passing broke. There's no public record of a formal funeral event for D'Angelo, though fans continue to gather online to share memories, music, and emotional reflections. But even without a funeral, Michael's words carried the spirit of one. They were intimate, honest, and final. A goodbye that didn't need a stage or a microphone, just a son speaking to his father's spirit, promising to live up to his example. In moments like these, we are reminded how fame doesn't shield anyone from pain. Losing a parent, especially both within a year, is a loss that goes beyond music, beyond headlines. It's a personal storm that tests a person's strength and faith. Michael Jr. has shown remarkable grace in how he's handled both tragedies. His honesty has made people admire him even more, not as a celebrity's son, but as a man facing life's hardest truths. The public response has been filled with compassion. Fans have written thousands of messages on social media, telling Michael that his parents changed their lives through music. Some even shared stories of how D'Angelo's songs helped them heal during dark times, or how Angie Stone's voice reminded them of home and love. Their music had always carried a spiritual energy, and now that energy continues through the people who loved them. For those who followed D'Angelo's career, this moment feels surreal. He was only 51 years old, a man still capable of giving the world more timeless music. Pancreatic cancer took him too soon, just as it has taken so many other talented figures in the music world. It's a reminder of how fragile life is, and how even legends are not immune to suffering. What stands out most in all of this is the courage of Michael "Suavo" Twain Archer Jr. He has not only lost his parents, but has managed to express his pain in a way that connects with millions. His words show maturity, love, and understanding beyond his years. When he says, "I got it from here," it's not just a farewell, it's an acceptance of responsibility. He's telling his parents that he will honor them through his own life, his actions, and maybe his own art. As fans remember D'Angelo and Angie Stone, the world is reminded that their story was not just about music, it was about love, struggle, and resilience. Two artists who gave everything to their craft and a son who now carries their torch forward. Even in his grief, Michael Jr. showed remarkable clarity about the kind of person his father was. He remembered the moments that might seem small to outsiders, but meant the world to him. D'Angelo's patience, his guidance, and the quiet ways he demonstrated love. He reflected on how his father handled challenges, teaching him resilience without ever being harsh or overbearing. Those lessons, Michael said, would shape the way he approaches his own life and, one day, his children. In the end, this is not just a story about loss. It's about legacy. It's about a son standing between two worlds, one that shaped him and one that expects him to keep going. His father was his hero, his mother his rock, and now both are gone. But in his voice, in his courage, and in his promise, "I got it from here," their spirit continues to live on. So the question that remains is, how does one move on after losing both parents in less than a year? How does a person find strength when everything that built them is suddenly gone? Maybe the answer lies in Michael's words themselves. You don't move on. You carry them with you, every lesson, every memory, every song. Because real heroes never die. They live in the hearts of those who loved them.